All right, sir, can you state your name for the record? We'll get started.
My name is Wilfredo Figueroa-Berrios.
Okay, again, good morning. Court is calling case number 25059-72001. The people of the state of Michigan versus Wilfredo Figueroa-Berrios. Can I have your appearances, please, starting with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Grace Broughton, appearing on behalf of the people, P80298.
Good morning,
All right,
Your
thank
Honor.
you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Schlussel, P56420, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Wilfredo Berrios. I don't, you have both his names? Wilfredo Figueroa-Berrios, I think, right? You have both his names?
That's correct. And
Okay.
how does your client stand with respect to the arraignment, Ms. Lussell?
We enter a plea of not guilty. We waive the reading of the charges and ask for a not guilty plea to be entered on his behalf.
Okay, and you have had an opportunity to review his constitutional rights with him as well.
I have. We met yesterday in the jail, Your Honor.
Okay, and for the record, can you give us your P number?
56420, Your Honor.
All right, then. Thank you. All right, so the court will enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Figueroa-Berrios' behalf. And Ms. Broughton, you want to comment on bond?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Your Honor, Mr. Figueroa-Berrios is charged currently with 3 counts of CSC 3, 2 counts of CSC 2 in a case that has already been arraigned. Now he is charged with 1 count of CSC 3 and 1 count of CSC 4 in this case, Judge. Now, I would like the court to be aware that we have at least 4 more pending cases that I am personally reviewing, Judge. One with an incident date as soon as August 24th, 2025, Judge. This is a man who preys on vulnerable patients and victims, Judge. I think he is a threat to the community. I think that he needs to be nowhere near a hospital. And furthermore, there's another case from 2020 that I'm also reviewing out of Livonia, Judge. I don't want to speak too much as to the facts as they're still in review. However, this man does have a modus operandi. He victimizes his victims who are vulnerable in vulnerable states who come seeking help in the hospital. Judge, I think that a very high cash, no 10% bond is necessary in this case to keep the community safe. I'm asking for $500,000, no 10%, please.
Okay, and then Ms. Broughton, if you could tell me, you said there are other matters that have he's already been arraigned on. Do you have the bond amounts and the next court actions on those?
I do have, for the first case that was charged, that's the 3 counts of CSC 3 and 2 counts of CSC 2. I have a PCC date on that case already. This case before Your Honor is the second case I've charged, but I expect to review and make charging decisions on several more cases very soon.
All right, the bond amounts, if you know, on those.
Your Honor, I believe it was a personal bond on the $100,000 personal bond on the first.
It was a personal bond, Your Honor.
All right, any conditions for tether on that matter? Both matters.
The other matter, he would have to get a tether, and he actually was awaiting the tether, and he was about to get it when this new case was filed or about to be filed, and so he did not get his tether. And Your Honor, if I can respond, I would appreciate it.
An opportunity. I just wanted my questions answered first. Would you proceed, Ms. Lussell?
Your Honor, in the first case, at the arraignment, the prosecution stated that the complaining witness had more than 6 times the legal limit of alcohol when she claims that this occurred, and when she told the police, there is no way this is a credible witness. Secondly, my client is a nurse. That's the only thing I agree with. He is helping the community. Unfortunately, he works at emergency rooms where it is mostly populated by drug addicts, alcoholics, and people who have severe mental illness. Many of them are homeless. A lot of them are delusional. He's had people hit on him. The Livonia case that was mentioned, which we're not here on today, he was already cleared, and they found that, in fact, his DNA was not even on the alleged victim. 2 other people's DNA was on the alleged victim. Your Honor, my client will not be in a hospital when he's released. So we are asking for personal bond. This all involves people who are drug addicts and people afflicted with mental illness. My client has no criminal record or barely any. And Your Honor, he was awaiting his bond. He was going to go home to his wife. If he has to be under a house arrest, he would, but he needs to find a job and work so that he can pay me and also he can live his life. He's innocent until proven guilty. These allegations are false. And Your Honor, there is no DNA evidence. There's nothing to my understanding. The reason people are coming out of the woodwork is that Simon Shaquette of Channel 7, who I think is on this Zoom, has been putting this story out all over the place saying, oh, the police are looking for other victims. So people are coming out of the woodwork. They're not credible. These are old cases where my client was cleared. There are a lot of people he has to touch in his capacity as a nurse. He has to clean people's feces and urine. He has to wipe them. He has to dress them. The particular victim in the first case, alleged victim, who, again, it was testified or it was presented to the court by the prosecution that she was more than 6 times the legal limit of alcohol, that she was coming on to my client. He put her down. There is footage in all of these hospitals, and it will show my client didn't do anything. There's no evidence. These are very flimsy cases. So we are asking for personal bond, Your Honor.
May I
All
respond?
right, thank you. I appreciate you. Briefly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Sheshel and I agree on one fact, which is that he is preying on vulnerable victims. Yes, these are victims who are coming to the hospital.
I didn't say he was.
Well,
I don't agree.
Ms. Lawson? Okay.
He's preying
Go
on
ahead,
victims,
Ms.
Your Honor, who are coming in. They're coming in because they are 6 times the legal limit and in no capacity to consent to any sexual assault. They're coming in because they're hurt. They're coming in for various reasons. They do have mental health issues, some of them. And he picks them out, Your Honor, for these reasons because of these vulnerabilities. Furthermore, Judge, I would also state that Ms. Schlessel is incorrect about the incidents. Most of these are from 2025. I have August 2025, May 2025, another August 2025, another August 2025, a July 2025. These are not old cases. And the Livonia case that was denied, that's not the Livonia case I'm talking about here. I'm talking about an additional case, Judge. So this man is preying on vulnerable victims who come in seeking help. And he knows how to pick his victims. And that's why he is so dangerous. And that's why the bond should be a high cash bond.
All right, then. Thank you. The court appreciates the arguments that have been set forth by the parties. Mr. Figueroa-Berrios, you have hired an attorney, but this is not time for trial. And so I know that you dispute many of the facts, Ms. Lussell, but this is an arraignment. And the court has to look at 2 things as to whether or not he poses a flight risk, or whether or not he poses a danger to the community. In reviewing the report and listening to the arguments, court does find that he poses a danger to the community. These facts are quite disturbing. And then he has multiple charges pending. I'm not here to determine his guilt or innocence, but I am here to determine that he poses a danger to the community. Therefore, the court will set cash surety bond in the amount of $100,000. And you can tell me if that's affordable or unaffordable.
That is unaffordable, Your Honor. I gave him and his family a very low, generous fee and payment schedule.
So, no, we're not here to discuss fees this morning. We're here to discuss bond. You'll have to work that out between the family at a later point in time. The bond is $100,000 cash surety. He has a bond redetermination hearing that will be on Monday. Today is the 4th. I'm sorry. Yeah, it will be on Monday, the 4th. And so Monday's date is what?
The 8th. Is Your Honor, is it at all possible to do it Friday the 5th?
No, that will be tomorrow. And so bond redetermination hearings must take place within 48 hours. And he will see the Chief Judge McConical or Judge Larry Williams on Monday at 9 o'clock for bond redetermination hearing. He also has a couple of other court dates, but before I do that, I want to make sure that he understands his bond conditions if he happens to post that bond. He is not to have any contact with Ms. Craven, and I won't reveal her first name. Mr. Figueroa-Berrios. You have a probable cause conference that is scheduled for September the 15th, and that will be at 8:30, before Judge Jakay. That will be by Zoom. Sir, you also have the right to a preliminary examination, which is scheduled for September the 22nd. That's also at 8:30. However, that will be in person before Judge Jakay in the 36th District Court. All right, anything further from you, Ms. Broughton or Ms. Lussell, as relates to bond only?
Your Honor, I have a technical question. So I have a really crazy morning that day. Is it at all possible to do the bond redetermination later in the morning?
You can reach out to Judge McConaughey's clerk
Okay. All right.
and try to get rescheduled or a different time or a different day. That would
Okay.
reach out to Judge McConaughey's clerk.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies, and take care, Mr. Figueroa. All
Your
right.
Honor.